You created your bad experiences as a fail-safe. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Tabby Talks. For those of you who are new here, I'm Tabby. So I wanted to expand on something I also touched on in one of my previous videos, that there is only good. Go check that out if you haven't yet. And what I want to go explain from my perspective is that the things that you experience in this life that you would consider bad, those were created by you for a reason. So let's go down this little journey. You may not know this, but you are a soul having a human experience. I believe in reincarnation, and I believe that before I incarnated on this earth, as did the rest of us, we all have a little soul tribe, and we came here together to learn certain lessons. And something that has been common term, you can find it a lot on probably your social media feeds and things like that, is talking about the matrix and reality is a simulation, and to an extent I think that's probably a very simplified way of explaining that. I firmly believe in the fact that I have a soul or a higher self, that everybody that you know in your life is also a soul, and that we've known each other before this existence and probably will know each other in future existences. And the reason, so my belief system is that you make agreements with the people that you are presently in your life. And this means everybody. This means maybe people you're not very fond of in this life, that you don't consciously feel fond of them, your best friends, your significant others, your children, all of those things. And we chose to come here for our soul's evolution. And with that, the purpose, I believe, one of the purposes in life is to remember who you are. And in remembering who you are, you discover that you're a soul, and that you have probably lived many lives, and in remembering who you are, you also remember the power that you have, and that power specifically is created with your thoughts. I will expand on that. That is an entire rabbit hole that we can go down in another video, and we will. Trust and believe, we will, because I'm very passionate about this stuff and I absolutely love talking about it. But for the purpose of this video, I want to talk about how I believe that your bad experiences, and again, I put that in quotations, bad experiences, are a built-in fail-safe. So also, very common terminology in these days is like a spiritual awakening, or people say like I'm woke or she's woke, or enlightenment. And what I think that means is you may have a time in your life where you would consider yourself to have had a spiritual transformation, where now your perspective has massively shifted and changed from a former way of thinking. And basically prior to that spiritual awakening, I do believe that in your sleep state, in your unconscious state, where you're living your life looking to the outside world to tell you whatever it is that it's telling you, you're having these perspectives and opinions on things, that the people in our lives, our soulmates, are playing out these roles with us to sort of trigger that remembrance back to ourselves, specifically when something bad happens. Because when something good is going on and it's telling you, when you're getting a compliment from somebody that you love, or you feel safe and secure, everything's good. You're not questioning. You're in your element. That joy, that bliss, that peace, that safety, all of the things that you feel when you're in a good place, that's who you are in your natural state of being. But when you are reliant upon the outside world too much to validate that for you, and it seems like your world crumbles down, I believe that the reason that happens, it's a built-in fail-safe. And what I mean by this is that it is built in by design, by your choosing, in order to direct you back home. Because from my own personal experience, what I can talk about is that there have been moments, not many, but there have been, where I have felt completely alone and lost, completely lost. And in those moments, in those very dark night of the soul type moments, I was forced to make a decision. I was either going to continue doing what I was doing and ultimately not getting any changes, or I had to go inward. I had to figure out what inside of me, what could I do? Because when the outside world spins out of control and you really recognize that you truly don't have, or you don't feel like you have control over anything, that the only thing you can control is yourself. And that is true. That is true on such a deep level. I can't even get into it today. So, these bad experiences that we create, and I know that that is a hard concept, because when you are going through a bad experience, all you want to do is point a finger. All you want to do is say, no, I feel this way because somebody did XYZ, or because this happened, blah, blah, blah. And once you can get past that, if you can get past that, because that in itself is a triumph, is to stop blaming the outside world for your present state of being, you discover an amazing gift, power, remembrance within yourself. You finally realize, and when I say realize, I mean real eyes. Real eyes. When you finally use your real eyes, which is this mindset, to start projecting consciously what it is that you know is true about life, is that you are love, you are abundance, you are peace, you are bliss, you are joy. So anything that is not those things is not true. It is just a past belief, a past insecurity, a past fear, a past judgment that is showing up to reflect back to you, you are out of alignment. I know that this is a huge concept, and I know that it is hard sometimes to put logic on these very conceptualized ideas, but I'm here to tell you that you created the bad experiences in your life to bring you back to yourself. Let that marinate. Send me a message, drop me a comment, whatever it takes, and we can walk this journey together. So for now, I'm going to leave you with this. Keep shining that light, because the world needs it. Take care.